Well, this video may be a little different for you, but I want to see what the future of TikTok is going to be. There are so many people that use TikTok as a source of income, especially of information and just plain entertainment. I also enjoy TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I don't use it that much, but I will tell you that I know that many people are very hurt by actually the idea of it just going away. But let's see what's happening. Today is January 16th of 2025. Tomorrow morning, Fridays, January 17th of 2025, the Supreme Court will issue some rulings, and will they include TikTok in that? I don't know. We're going to see. But just to give you an idea, if they do decide to ban TikTok, then that's on the 19th. Now, what happens? Well, some administration leaders say, well, we're not going to force it if they ban it. But it's going to be up to Apple and Google. Will they delete it from their app stores? Which means, well, then it goes poof. I want to see what happens. Is that a possibility? I don't know. This is going to be pretty hard to overcome if they do that. So what does it mean if the administration doesn't force the idea, if the Supreme Court says they're going to ban it? It just means that if, they won't enforce any fines or fees. That's it. They just won't do it. So it really is up to Apple and Google if the Supreme Court does rule to take out TikTok. But I want to go a little further. I want to look ahead. I don't want to look at the Supreme Court because I know this is going to be a decision. And I mean probably a tough decision because they know, right? I also know that algorithms mean a lot. And there are some apps whose algorithms I think are much worse than TikTok. Okay, they're out there. So let's look further. I want to look into next week and see. So I want to look past the Supreme Court. We're going to look further into the future and see, as in past tense, what would have happened to TikTok. Stay with me because, this does fit in with. Welcome, everyone, to Scene Crime. I'm Lady Zelda, and I'm here to give you an idea about TikTok. It is a very important subject. So we have the Kipper, the German ones. I like this one for this type of things. I have the Rider-Waite playing card deck. I have our friend. I don't know what I'm going to do without this deck the moment that it decides not to do anything anymore, and they do wear out. But it is the Fire Element Cartomancy and the Old Style Lenormand. This should give us something well-rounded that we can really depend on. Look, I've got decks after decks. If we need more, we'll pull them out. Let's see where this is going. But in the meantime, do you see anything in the cloth? I think a lot of you do see a lot of things. I'm seeing a few things myself. So, with that said, let's get into this. All right. Here we are, my darlings. Spirits, guides, angels show us the future of TikTok. The rulings maybe, but the future of TikTok is what we want to know. Here we are. Anything and everything, we just need the truth. Spirits, guides, angels. And thank you very much. And also, I want to thank you for being here. Would you please subscribe and like this video? And believe me, I'm very humbled and appreciative that you're here. So thank you so much for watching in advance. Okay, here we are. Laying out the Kipper. Funeral. A small child. Okay, now don't get scared because this, I can understand what's happening here. And all I need are those two cards. But we're going to build out. Yeah, see? You see there? We've got legal matters. I know this looks so dreadful. It really does. But it doesn't mean that. All right. Okay. like I said, I could build this just on these 4 cards. Now, here is the funeral. What this means is not of a person, but of TikTok. Now remember, we are now in the future. We're looking back on to the 19th. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is telling us to tell goodbye. To tell, with the 7 candelabra and the wreath, all symbolic, not a person. It's TikTok. Okay? But look at this. Look at this. Doesn't mean that this is about this. This is the birth of a new beginning with the stork, a new child, and it's a new day. And I feel that on the 18th, we're going to definitely know a lot more. That's Saturday. So we're probably going to be hearing a lot more. What are we going to hear about? Well, we may hear of the Supreme Court ruling, and we're going to hear about all the legal matters and all the legal YouTube wonderful people that we know and love are going to tell us what the opinions are of the Supreme Court when the time comes. Now, I think this is amazing because this technically is a legal matter. The good Lord. I'm going to say this. There is a wealthy person, a wealthy group that will be stepping in, resurrecting TikTok for a brand new beginning. And so we're making a full circle, and they will have to overcome the legal matters in order to have it go forward. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Don't you love this? Okay. Now, here is our friend. This playing card tarot deck. What do we have? The 6 of Pentacles. Yep, doesn't surprise me. The Tower. The Knight. We're going to go through these. The Knight of Cups. And the 7 of Wands. This 6 of Pentacles is very interesting. The giving and taking of money. Giving and receiving, not taking. My bad on that. It's basically a card that says this is going to be obviously a financial venture, and it's going to be giving out money, but it's also going to be a balance. They are going to have to comply with whatever legal matters there is in order for them to be able to go forward. The other thing that I'm seeing, and see with this justice and the scales, so we see this, and the cloak of this person here is red. So it's someone who is passionate about saving TikTok. But as in all matters, sometimes when you do a takeover, this will not be a merger, but sometimes, and I'm not giving any legal advice, I'm not a lawyer, not a doctor, not law enforcement, any of those things. This is entertainment purposes only, okay? So, with that said, sometimes you have to end it in order to have a new beginning. It does need revamping. It does need revamping. You can see that on there. It needs a few people behind there to kind of clean things up a bit, but I like TikTok. And if you see the funny cat videos, and if you see the people that are scaring everybody and laughing and they're joking, well, you'll see me there too. So what it's going to take is a falling down, is a falling away so they can come in and pick this up. And I believe that's what they are going to be told on the 18th. It's going to be kind of like, okay, we're going to renovate. We're going to wipe the slate clean and we're going to start over. How do we know? This Knight, look at this handsome guy coming in to save the day. Knights are the action guys. Now, he's in a full suit of armor, but he's not going to war because his little shield is not down. His horse is the second, the first one that is the least movement is the Knight of Pentacles. This guy comes in second. Then there's the Knight of Wands, who has got some movement, and then there is the Knight of Swords racing in. But this guy is telling us gently, lovingly, passionately that there's going to be a message, that there's going to be a revamp, that I don't believe it's going to go away. What they're going to do in part of the legal matters, this good Lord fellow, good Lord, this good Lord, this person, this backer, I'm going to say the backer. Don't know who it is. It doesn't matter. We're talking about TikTok. Is going to have to set some boundaries for the legal aspect of it in order for it to come full circle and come back around again. I'm loving that too. All right, so now we're going to look into the old style Lenormand. The whips with the king, or I'm sorry, the jack. That guy's a jack of clubs. The fish, the king of diamonds. Okay, so I have kind of an idea who's involved with this. All right, and then there is the anchor and the 9 of spades. Very interesting. Whips, whipping things into shape. A young man who is a money card, not immature, but younger than, and I'm going to say this, okay? This is a gentleman who's got a lot of money. I believe that one of his sons will be stepping in to pull this together, whip things into shape, save TikTok, but with the help of another. So it looks like several people together. The anchor, anchoring things down, calming the seas, right? So what do when you drop anchor? It means that you have to wait a little bit. Gonna have to wait a little bit for the legal matters to be okay. With this 9 of spades here. The 9 of spades is a card that basically says, let's not get our imagination out of control. We have to curb the imagination. We have to calm down. We have to not address the elephant in the room right now. So this is getting very interesting. Okay, so here we are. And there are many sons of people who have a lot of money here, okay? So I know 3 of them that could very well walk in and take care of this. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as it's taken care of and saved. I've got to say that. The fish is a symbol of good luck. It's a symbol of being able to now pull this out. Look, the water, pull it out of this horrible situation it's in and save it. Let's get a couple of cards here. Isn't that amazing? The 9 of spades confirms people are worried. People are upset. They're just worried in general. It's an upheaval. It's like you work so hard to do things. And look at this. Another confirmation of the King of Diamonds. Also an air sign. And sacrifices will be made. And that doesn't surprise me one bit. Because there are some things that are going to have to give and take. It's going to be a renovation. So here is the general synopsis of what I'm getting. Yes, I'm being told that TikTok will still be around, but it's going to have to go through a renovation. But it can happen. Things have been starting to be put into place, or will. I'm in the future now. We're talking in the past few days, right? So we're now up to probably mid next week. The 18th is when they've really started revamping things and trying to work some things out. The 19th is when the gauntlet is supposed to drop. But then we're going to see being held up with some legal matters and someone stepping in. I do believe that is going to be around. We have to be patient. We can't fall. I do not believe they're going to allow this to take a dive. I don't believe that. The powers that be. And we're going to. And you know what, my darlings? I'm going to say this. TikTok being saved will be a gift. And this is a card for tomorrow. So I have to say this. I believe things will be okay. Even if the Supreme Court says no, sorry, goodbye, we know we're on the brink of that. But it will be around. It looks like it will be saved. And let's remember, it doesn't matter who, as long as they're doing something legal, it doesn't matter what the motivation is, as long as the motivation is for those who have TikTok. And of course, they're going to make money at it. But what matters is, will it remain? And I believe the answer will be yes, my darlings. It will. Lots of things going on right now. But let's keep watch. This will be very interesting. Thanks so much for being here. Subscribe and like, and I'm leaving some little links in the description for you if you like to shop. In the meantime, let's try not to worry. It's going to work out. Nobody's going to have to sacrifice what they're doing. We're going to wait and see. Thanks again, my darlings, for your support, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.